What a rush! Welcome everyone to the Liquid Rush Energy Drink Racing Series here on the Sub 4 RA channel. I'm your host Rhino, and today we should have an exciting race at the very difficult Pocono Road Course. But first, let's thank our sponsors for the 2020-21-ish season. Key West Racing, Po' Boy Racing, Cut Rock Creek Racing, Dirty Jersey, Narrow 62 Custom Diecast, Train Man 6000, and Roaring Entertainment. Alright, getting a look here. We all know the Pocono Straight, but the Pocono Road Course has two tricky turns. You're going to have to rely on a lot of momentum getting into turn 1 and getting that around through turn 2. Here's a look at the 8 cars going to try to qualify, be that transfer car to go over to the ADRC race here and be the 36th car entered. All right, let's get down to the start gate. All right, before we drop the green flag, I want to thank our primary sponsor for the Liquid Rush Energy Drink Racing Series for the 2020 and next season, 2021 season, Roaring Entertainment, as well as our finish line sponsor, Train Man 6000, Thunderoo Raceway. All right, time for driver introductions. The 8 drivers qualified for the Liquid Rush race. Remember, the first 4 cars you see qualified on time. The next 4 qualified because of where they stand in the ADRC. So we only had 4 cars get a qualifying time for this one. That just shows you how tough Pocono Road Course is. All right, we're going to start things off. He won at our last Liquid Rush race at the Pocono Straight. Kelly Eugene on the pole for the Pocono Road Course. Next to him, the 91 is Yoshi Takashita. Row 2 in the 88, that is an RPR-powered front-running Fairmont there in the crunch. That is Luke Allen. On his outside, he has a win in the Liquid Rush race at Martinsville this season, the 20 car of Tony Stewart. Row 3, surprising to see him in this race, is the 00 of Dirty Deeb. On his outside is the 99 of Gator McCluskey. And in row 3, in the 3, it's Jason. On his outside, also in the 3, Slam and Dale. 4 laps, unless we have to go overtime, winner goes on to the ADRC race. Let's do it. All right, if I'm picking a favorite, I'm going to have to go with the 20 car of Tony Stewart. I think he will get it done for James Clayman. Let's take a look here. Oh, him and Luke Allen meet in the middle. Stewart's able to get through it, though. Looks like he took Kelly Eugene with him, and they will be 1-2. That will count as a completed lap. Let's see. There's McCluskey, Takashita. Dirty Deeb is back here. Everybody is still in it. Luke Allen loses a bunch of spots. Jason and Slamadale. Look at the replay. Luke Allen looks like he got hit from Stewart. That kind of caused a bunch of stuff right there. And it's just Stewart and Eugene able to mater it backwards with him. So they will be 1-2 with hopefully 3 laps to go. Some of these other guys got some work to do. 3 to go. All right, Stewart has himself in a good position here. 3 to go, starting next to Kelly Eugene in the 15. And there we go. McCluskey down the middle. He gets around Stewart. They bump around turn 1, and McCluskey will not finish the lap. It will count as a completed lap, but he will be in front. Kelly Eugene holds on to second, and there's Stewart, Takashita, Allen, Slamandale, and Dirty Deeb falls back to 7th. Take a look at the replay here. Look at McCluskey goes for it, so does Deeb, but Deeb gets caught up. And now look at McCluskey. Not knowing what to do, he goes down and finally blocks Stewart there. They touch, and then he's able to get on the inside going into turn 2, gets around Kelly Eugene there, so it's going to be McCluskey, Kelly Eugene with 2 to go. All right, is McCluskey the car to beat now? Somebody still has to cross that finish line, at least on the last lap. Here we go, McCluskey, Eugene connect. Look at this, Dirty Deeb comes from out of nowhere. And, oh, he goes over. Going into the turn. Oh, horrible luck. Jason goes over too. Looks like we got, that's Allen ahead of Slam and Dale back there, but oh man, that was tough. Dirty Deeb goes over. Take a look at the replay, see what happened on our first El Reco of the day. All right, they're all going to bunch up. You don't even see Dirty Deep at this point. But look at this. Tries the middle, then goes down, sees his spot. Boom, right into the back of McCluskey. Fortunately, he's going to lose steam, lose momentum. And over he goes, going into the turn. I didn't even see what happened to Jason there. It really didn't matter. He wasn't much of a factor. So we're going to have Kelly Eugene, Gator McCluskey with 1 to go. All right, somebody has to cross the finish line. Will it be Eugene? He's off to a good start. McCluskey's there. Oh, they connect. They're both still in it. They both connected, though, into turn 1. Slam and Dale moves up. There's Stewart, Takashita, Matt Allen back to 6th. Take a look at the replay here. It's Kelly Eugene, McCluskey neck and neck going into 1. They both touch. Luckily, neither one of them wrecked. Here comes Slam and Dale slamming into the back of him along with Tony Stewart. All right, so this is where we stand now. We are into overtime. Kelly Eugene in the 15, who started this off on the pole. Gator McCluskey next to him. Can somebody reach that finish line? All right, even though it's kind of a stretch here, I still think Tony Stewart is in a good position here. Let's see what happens when they drop the green. Stewart tries to go. Oh, he gets around. Slam and Dale pushing him. He will get to 2. No, that's where he's going to wind up, just short. But he does put himself in position. What a move by Smoke. Definitely did get a lot of help from Slam and Dale there. Let's see, everybody else congested. Look at Kelly Eugene, Matt Allen way back. They wouldn't even made it to the Pocono straight finish. And Takashita still in it. Take a look at the replay here and look at Stewart. Goes down the middle. He spins Eugene. Eugene spins McCluskey. And look at Slam and Dale gives Stewart a good push. McCluskey still was able to hold on to some momentum. But look at Stewart. If he had not rubbed with Slam and Dale there, that might have been enough for him to get back to the finish line. But as it stands, he will lead them down with hopefully 1 to go. All right, we got a couple of new leaders up here now. Stewart, Slam and Dale. Hopefully somebody can get back to the finish line, get a win out of this. All right, will my prediction hold up? Stewart getting a 2nd win. I like the line, though, with Slam and Dale, Takashita, and Allen back there. Let's see, Slam and Dale into Stewart. It's McCluskey. Who else was that? Was that Takashita? They will not make it back to the finish line. But they are still... Oh, no, who is that? That's Kelly Eugene on his side and out of the race. Unfortunately. Oh, man, that is... Let's go back. Take a look here. Stewart, Slam and Dale get into it. And then it looks like Kelly Eugene comes up and gives a push. He does. He gives a good push to McCluskey. And then it looks like he got into the side of Matt Allen going into turn 1. And that's what did him in, unfortunately. So unfortunately, will not be 2 in a row for Kelly Eugene. Goes back to the Dave Akers Customs Garage. All right, now we have 5 cars left. It's Gator McCluskey and Yoshi Takashita gonna lead them down. Can somebody get back to that finish line? You know it's gonna happen sooner or later. A lot of good cars here in this field. The 99 and the 91 gonna take them down. Off to a big lead is McCluskey. He could have it here. Around 1. No, he goes down. He goes over off of 1. And look at this, Tony Stewart. He was back in last to start this lap, and look at him now. Up to first, but McCluskey could have had this race won right there. All right, it's replay time, and look at this. Goes up and makes the block. Comes back down. Decides to go, I'm going to go high on the turn. A little bit too much speed. If he gets through that, I think he's got this race won. Way too much momentum not to get through turn 2. But as it stands, there we go. We're down to 4 cars now. As Gator McCluskey gets pulled back by the Todd McDonald ADRC tow truck to Dave Akers Customs Garage. And we're down to the final 4. Stewart, Allen, Slam and Dale, Yoshi Takashita. Can one of them finish a lap and move on? All right, gotta really like the position. Tony Stewart is in here, gonna lead them down. Stewart and Luke Allen on his side. Look at Luke Allen go! No, he's through one clean. Oh, round two, does he have enough momentum? He does! Luke Allen, powered by Red Pill Racing, in the front running Fairmont, picks up the win and will move on to the ADRC event. Wow. The only time we've really mentioned his name all day, the only time you really need to, when you cross the line in first. Tony Stewart has to settle for second here in the Liquid Rush race. Takashita and Slammin' Dale. That's how they round it out. Take a look again, slow motion. Man, Luke Allen looking good. He might have got a bump there, not quite sure. Or they had just avoided him. Almost looked like they were looking to make contact to slow him down, but no, Luke Allen has enough to get around and get the win here at the Pocono Road Course. We told you this was going to be a tough track, perhaps even tougher than the Devil's Backbone. Luke Allen makes it happen in the Red Pill Racing powered Fairmont. All right, there's a look at the cars who finished the race in the finishing order. Luke Allen out in front. All right, time to get down to the Victory Lane celebration, brought to you by Dave Akers Customs. Remember, if it wasn't built by Dave, it was built by somebody else. Remember, you heard that here first. All right, another Red Pill Racing powered car on the Sub 4RA Victory Lane podium. Seen a lot of that over the last few years. No exception here. Luke Allen gets it done. In the 88, we'll move on to the ADRC event. Congratulations. Going to be a big celebration, I'm sure, in the Allen family here. Getting the win on the Sub 4 RA channel, their first win ever, at least on this channel. All right, hope you enjoyed it. Comment down below what you thought of this track. Too tough? ADRC coming up. I want to run the trucks on here next. Comment down below what you think. Trucks, good idea? Yes or no? Especially if you already have a truck in the series. Be interested in knowing. But congratulations, Luke Allen. You're moving on to the ADRC race, the Pocono Road Course. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the next one.